Good morning, I'm Vince. This is the Gold Fix. The dollar is down 30, trading 103.70. 10-year yields are flat at 431. Stock market is up 42 at 50.46. The VIX is trading 1420, a little bit lower. Gold is up $3.40. That's 20.29. Silver trading 23.08, up 20 cents. Platinum, palladium down about 1.25% on average at 896 and 968. Copper, $3.87. Oil is trading 77.95 at spot, down 36 cents. Natural gas is down 4 cents at $1.77. That's a one handle. Bitcoin, 51.69, 51,695. So say down 200. Ethereum is 29.91. And grains are up about 40 basis points each at 11.61 and 4.10 soybean and corn, respectfully. A lot to report today, so I'll keep the editorial commentary to a minimum. Okay, first off, Nvidia. Nvidia revenues soared 265% in the latest quarter to $22.1 billion as the world's most valuable chip company benefited from a spending frenzy on artificial intelligence. The revenue performance beat analysts' already heightened expectations of $20.4 billion, boosted by a 409% rise in data center revenue. You can read the rest of that. Bottom line is companies are spending money on chips for AI technology, right? Everything taken aside, the world is waking up to it as something they want to have in their company. The question you have to ask yourself as an investor is, are they spending this money that NVIDIA is making to implement it in a profitable way for their company, or are they spending this money that NVIDIA is making to be able to report or signal that they're AI friendly? So one of them is, are you going to grow your revenues? And the other is, are you going to just tell people that you're involved in AI now? And it depends on the company, but it's probably a mix of the two. So NVIDIA, we just talked about. China, we'll do NVIDIA's stock chart today. NVIDIA, we just talked about. China, gold. I'm going to show you a chart where gold is leaving the west, going to the east. And we have several Crescat charts we wanted to share with you, as well as some data. All right. Here's today's chart. There's the weekly NVIDIA, the green line we added today. NVIDIA's called up about 13%. And there it is on the hourly. So back on track. What happened yesterday? Well, precious metals accumulation continues undaunted. Someone is buying gold, and sometimes they sell silver, sometimes they don't, but someone is buying gold. It's a big order. Oil and natural gas captured and mellow, but rallying. Natural gas is short covering. Oil's got a bit under it as well. I don't see the kind of behavior that I see in gold. Natural gas had a 10-cent rally a couple of days ago, and I made the comment that it was just noise, and that's a professional talking. To anyone who looks at a market that moves 10 cents and says, "Oh, that's 8% or that's 10% move, that's big. How can that be just noise?" Yeah, I understand why you would say that. But here's why it is noise. Because when you're trading a commodity that's used with a one handle, $1.75, $1.65, as I have traded this commodity, it gives the impression that a 10-cent move is a big percentage move, but it gives the impression that it's a big overall move, and it's not. And the reason it's not big, it may be big if you're trading it, right? But it's not big in the big picture. No one is getting panicked. No one is getting spooked. This is not a problem, okay? What it is a market that traded 1 million contracts when it was trading $13 is now trading 1 million contracts when it's trading $1.75, but there's no real physical commodity trading back and forth. So it's not liquid. People get stopped out and they get punished. Natural gas is the silver of energies. Think of it that way. Bond yields continue to creep higher. We'll talk about that in a second. U.S. equities strong, very strong, and now the dollar dropped, and Bitcoin remains captured below and above. It's not just top. There's a buyer underneath as well. Notable headlines. Federal Reserve officials indicated at their last meeting that they were in no hurry to cut interest rates. You will see banks start to kick out their expectation of a rate cut from March to May to June to July to September. Why don't they just say, we don't think it's going, why don't they just kick it all the way out to where they think it is? Because you can't show that kind of a change. It undermines people's respect for your work. So you have to be gradual. You don't want to draw attention. Like headlines for gold. Alphabet's Google is to pause Gemini image generation of people after accusations of racist renderings via Bloomberg. We included the picture that tells the tale at the bottom. There it is. You ask it to draw a pope, and it gives you, it looks like an Indian pope on the left, and it looks like, an African pope on the right. And then there's something about cowboys that I didn't look at. But that's what's going on there. All right. Obviously, the algorithm is being told to that when you have the opportunity to promote diversity, and the algorithm's not smart, so you end up having, black popes, which can happen. It's just not 100% of the time, when you end up with a, it's like a white Nelson Mandela. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, it happens. Nvidia, we have the whole Nvidia report footnoted. Geopolitics. Yesterday, I mentioned Taiwan, and I want to just take that off the table. Taiwan update. The situation has been diffused by Taiwan admitting culpability. There is no reason to think these type of accidents where 2 people are killed and 2 imprisoned won't happen again. I think I and my contact in Taiwan think that they're starting to test China to make Xi have to push back. They're trying to everyone's trying to draw everyone off sides, right? UK MTO says it has been reported a vessel attacked by 2 missiles, awkward English there, resulting in onboard fire 70 NM south, 70 miles, nautical miles, there you go, southeast of Yemen's Aden. So in the Middle East, you're seeing UK boats be targeted more frequently now. Taiwan's president-elect Lai said they are facing great pressure from China and will continue to enhance defense capabilities, according to Reuters. That person is going to come out with pro-American or anti-China mainland rhetoric. That president-elect. China's Coast Guard said it drove away a Philippines Fishery and Aquatic Resources Bureau vessel. Not sure if that's news, but it is. Here's the chart I want to talk to you about, the markets and metals. On the left-hand side is gold being imported into Switzerland. On the right-hand side is gold being exported from Switzerland. Now, the reason Switzerland matters is because Switzerland is the European Union is the hub for most refining. So the gold comes from Africa, comes from wherever it comes from, and it goes there in more raw form and it gets refined. And anyone who has to re-refine something into different shapes, like whether it be blanks for coins, even the US, the gold comes from there. So we send it there to simplify, and then it comes back to us. So generally speaking, Switzerland, which has a lot of the refining and vaults, a lot of the refining is in the northern part of Italy as well. Switzerland has seems to view is like a conduit, right? You can see where the flows are, and gold is definitely a flow trade in the sense that where it's coming from and where it's going to matter. So what you can see on the left there is, if you look closely at the chart, is most of the gold that's coming into Switzerland is coming from the United States. Most of the gold that's leaving Switzerland is going to China. And that's it. That's what we can see. There's a lot more going on than that. Silver will have something similar to that. I haven't seen that yet. This is from James Anderson at SD Bullion. The blue markings are mine, just making it really obvious. The nice little picture of Xi in the middle. Although that's not correct, James. I think Xi would be on the right-hand side, and you'd have like one of those Swiss guys blowing whatever that horn is called they blow. You know, one of those Ricola guys in the middle. Anyway, it's a great picture, and I appreciate it, and we marked it up. Next, now, you know, we've been talking about China taking delivery of gold for years, and not just, you know, haphazardly. 3 months ago, we wrote a report. China took delivery of US-based gold last month. There you go, black and white, exclusive. No one else covered it. And it's not because no one else knew, it's because no one else wanted to cover it. No one else wanted to talk about, but, you know, we had the evidence. There you go. We're going to include a link to that story as well. Let's get to the markets. Gold, the buying continues. It's not over yet. Silver, selling silver to buy gold with CTAs getting hurt. So silver will be sold to buy gold, and then as silver drops, CTAs will sell more, and then they will cover and get hurt. So they're probably getting hurt today. Oil and stocks, no feel for that today. Bitcoin is captured in a range for a reason, as I said. Bonds, less foreigners are taking our auctions, more domestic takedowns, which is all part of the plan. We have to self-finance going forward. We have a couple charts we want to share with you from Crescat. We actually have more than a couple charts. We have all their charts from their most recent report as well as relevant data. Stay with us on the premium side, and we'll show those to you. We want to show you a couple charts that I think are they jump out to us. Aside from the fact that you know they render very nicely and they use you know, very good contrasting colors. The red line is 10-year treasuries. The white line is stocks. Now, treasuries are, well, it looks like that's an inverted treasury market. So I want you to look at that as yields, right? As treasury yields rise on the right in the red, the stock market is rising. And that doesn't last long, but it is lasting long right now. The last time that happened to this degree was as far back as 2000, and it takes time. And this ties in with what Hartnett is talking about. The next chart that I want to show you is this one. Now, he's had this for a couple months now. But this is what's going on. If you see Western gold going east, so it's moving, it's not sitting still, and you see US treasuries now have greater volatility than gold, what does that tell you? It tells you people are selling treasuries and buying gold, okay? Nations are reviewing their portfolio mix and divesting of treasuries and adding gold as a substitute or replacement, depends on what word you want to use. But that's it. There's plenty of other charts in here. Stay with me after this, and we'll go through them in premium. Let's look at the gold market. Look at this chart. See that? That's how it works. That's an accumulation. And see this here? See these long wicks above on a relatively speaking, long wicks above? You know, there's a reason for that. Now, this market, a technician will tell you this market's either going to gap higher and run, or it's going to fail miserably, or it's going to test it during the day and then fail miserably. The old guys would say to me, I'd like to see this market gap higher. If it trades higher during the day and doesn't close higher, it can come in a lot lower the next day. Anyway, this is a buyer. Maybe he's getting done. Who knows? Maybe there's real selling here. Who knows? But we're going to find out. Silver again, more choppy, right? This is the day that China reopened and the US didn't. The US was closed. So now you have silver back on course. So unless silver gets above 23.19, which is where all those wicks are that I talked about. Now, mind you, I'm friendly and I'm long above 23. Give or take that price, I'm not worried about it. 5 cents here, 5 cents there. But I want to see a penetration of 23.19 that stays above it. When this happens, don't be short gold. And if it doesn't happen, well, you still shouldn't be short gold right now because somebody's buying it for a reason that we don't know about. This translates into a big sell-off for the gold-silver ratio in about, I don't know, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. Anyway, that's it. Stay with us, and we'll do a little bit more in the premium now. All right. We have for you today the Crescat quarterly report, which has their financials and it has how they're doing. And I think they're doing well. I haven't drilled down into this yet, but I think they're doing well. Of course, you go there, you go for the charts with Crescat, right? And then you stay for the data. So there's plenty of charts. There's like 13 or 14 charts in here, all of them very good. Even the ones that you've seen before, they're worth looking at again. A lot of equity basis here, and I showed you a couple of the gold ones. Anyway, that's it. You should enjoy this. We all want Crescat to do well in the gold space. I'm Vince. Have a great day.